Okay, folks, we are just 10 minutes away from the next light show. It is so exciting. I hope the John Goodman one is up next. That is one of my favorite ones, and I want you guys to see it. Of course, anyone that will play next will be fantastic, so I'm very excited about that. Now, I do have my camera charging because I've got my portable battery pack. I thought, oh gosh, I can charge the camera through that. So that is wonderful. And I've still got some juice on my phone. Now, I know it's late, so I don't know who's going to be watching this. It is almost, let's see, 11 o'clock in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So I know a lot of my audience is from there, and it's probably super late for all of you guys on the Sunday night. But we'll see if anybody joins. Oliver made it. Yay, Oliver made it back. Fantastic. Now, I want to show you this. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around as we are waiting because I ordered something fabulous while I was sitting here. And I had to share this with you. Now, if you're not from the St. Louis area, this won't be very special to you. But it is to me. This is an ooey gooey butter cake. Now, they also make ooey gooey butter cookies, which is a big thing here in the St. Louis area, along with fried ravioli. And the ooey gooey butter cake started because a woman was baking in her kitchen and she forgot some ingredients and it was a total accident. And she invented the ooey gooey butter cookie. And it became a hit, and now you can buy it pretty much everywhere. It's on all the menus here in St. Louis. So while I was waiting, I decided to go ahead and order a little treat, and I had this for dessert. I've still got another half for later. I don't want to eat all of this right now, but I had a little bit of the ooey gooey butter cake. Delicious, by the way. My favorite, though, in the whole city, believe it or not, folks, out of all the ones I've tried, is at Schnucks grocery store. Yes, the local grocery store, just like Publix or Food Lion, has a fabulous, fabulous ooey gooey butter cookie you can get. And to me, they are the best. Now, of course, I'm partial to them because my grandmother would go get them for me in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where I'd come and see her all the time growing up, and my grandfather, and we'd have cookies and milk in their basement and play lots of card games while eating the ooey gooey butter cookies from Schnucks. So those, of course, are always going to be my top favorite. But I wanted to show you the dessert because look how cute this is. They have a little pansy that you can eat on the strawberries. So I haven't eaten the strawberries yet. I've saved them so I can show you guys that. But look again at beautiful Union Station here. We are just a few minutes away from the next light show. I don't know what it's going to be. I really hope it's the John Goodman one. I'm telling you guys, that one is phenomenal. It's just great. But any ones that they show will be wonderful. So let's go through what we've seen. We've seen the Queen. We have seen the Beatles. We saw the aquarium one, the gear one, which I don't know what that one was called. I'm just calling it the gear one. And then we saw the Welcome to the Grand Hall. So what we have not seen, I think will be the last two. I'm putting my bets on this, folks. I don't know. The John Goodman one is the last big one, along with like the Sistine Chapel. I think it's just called Tiles. The lady told me I think it was called Tiles last time, but it's all different ceilings from opulent places around the world. That one is excellent. It's like an art and architecture one. Oh my gosh, that's fabulous. So those are the last two that we have not seen as far as the big, big ones go. And I think every night they only do one of the small ones. I was just gathering some information here. So the little ones are like the seasons or, whatever. But we don't know. They could still rotate through. We're not sure. But I am anxiously waiting the next one. See what it's going to be. The good news is, folks, for all of you just joining, I am charging my camera battery through my battery pack. If you do not have one of these, I'm not sponsored at all by this brand, but I think it's the best brand. They make billions of these. You can buy them pretty much everywhere. Gas stations have them, Walmart has them. But the best ones I've ever found is by this brand right here, Anker, Anker. This is one of the very large packs that will last multiple charges. This is charged to my phone. It has charged the gimbal, and now it's charging the camera, and it's only used one dot on the battery level. So, I mean, this thing's pretty awesome. I gotta say, I love it. And you can charge up to two things at one time if you need to, which I love. So this is just a real lifesaver. And I have probably, this is kind of a crazy thing to say, but I think I have about 7 of these. And I use them like crazy. I keep them charged and I rotate them out every day. And y'all, when I am traveling, this thing goes everywhere with me. If I need to charge my phone, if I need the camera to be charged, something charged, I always have this. Yes, it's a little heavier to carry around, but I promise you, if you're traveling a lot or going antiquing, this is something really, really useful to have. So just something that I thought I would share. It's not very exciting compared to the light shows, but I do love my battery pack. I also ordered another club soda. I've got that. I love this drink. It is wonderful. It's just club soda, bitters, and a lime. And it sounds weird and strange, but it is so refreshing. And I've really needed to just kind of hydrate and like relax after being in the field. So this has been the perfect thing tonight. I gotta say, I'm really loving that. I just, man, sitting here has been phenomenal. I have just loved every minute. I've been here since 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. Of course, I've got up, walked around, done all that stuff, but just getting to stare at the ceiling. I never tire of this ceiling. I could literally be in here all day. I could work here and see every light show a gajillion times, and I promise you I would never get tired of it. This is just, it fascinates me. It really does. I've even been looking up old Union Station photographs on eBay through postcards. I have looked up. It is amazing what you can find on the internet with Union Station. And all of the old photographs, especially from the war guys, are really worth looking up if you have some time. If I do a video, which I will be doing from here, as I mentioned, I am going to try to insert some of those photos. And I don't know who owns the right to what. So that's always, the copyright thing is always a problem. But if I'm doing sort of a history thing, I should be able to use for fair use, but I don't know, that's all complicated. An old photograph of the train station back in its heyday, which is really cool because you can see just this whole area filled with people waiting to get on the trains. And then they've got that big wrought iron chandelier that was in here. Of course, they took that out to use for the war because metal was needed then. And so it went away in 1943, I believe. The war started in 42, if I've got that right. It is late here, so my mind's a little bit fried, but I think that's the right date. So that's cool. I mean, just to picture this in its heyday, all the people coming and going, all the folks leaving for the war and returning, those joyous celebrations of when people finally did return from the war and connect with their loved ones. I mean, that just had to be incredible to witness. And this being such a hub for pretty much connecting folks to all over different parts of the country. I mean, just the people that came through here. Can you imagine? It must have been incredible. I don't know. I just think, wow. I mean, train travel, of course, is still prevalent and people still travel by train, but boy, it is nothing like it was back in the day. And I took a train trip once from New York City all the way to DC. It was the first real train trip I had ever taken anywhere. And I have to say, I just loved it. I enjoyed every minute. I had a really nice window seat because I got upgraded to business class because for some weird reason, Amtrak that day, the business class, which is supposed to be fancier, was cheaper than the standard class. I don't know why, but I got a good deal on it and I took the train and it was fantastic. I just enjoyed every minute. So one day I'll take another train trip, but here we go. Okay, folks, I got to get ready. I don't know what this is. Oh, come on, camera. Hurry. Okay, well, that was this one. I have never seen this one before, and I must say it is a little trippy. So I have a story. I like it though. It's just very different than the. I hope the John Goodman one is next. Maybe I can go request that. You know what, folks? I tell you what. I am going to go up to the desk and see if I can request that one. Because I don't think anyone at this point is probably here. There's not many people in the lobby. Well, there's a few, but I bet I could go request the next light show. That one was good. It's funny though. I have a story. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. I hope you'll come back for the other ones and at least go check them out. So I have a story for you. When I first met Jamie and Blake at St. Louis Union Station, we all stayed here last time I was here. Jamie and Blake from Mid-Century Wasted. If you don't know, please go check out their channel. They're awesome. But they met me here, and Jamie goes, we saw this one that was kind of creepy, you know? It was the first one that came up. She goes, and then we saw the Beatles one, and it was like, wow, holy cow, that's really cool. And I'm like, which one is creepy? Because I've seen what I thought I had seen, all of them before, you know? And I'm like, well, there's Beatles and Queen and John Goodman, and there's aquariums, and I'm like, I can't remember one being creepy. Well, I think this is the one Jamie was talking about, because the ghosts are a little different. I will say it's pretty darn cool how they use these ladies. I'm all about the ladies here. I love them. They're my favorite architectural detail. But how they like came out of the woodwork. Like they came out of the wall and they were ghosts that went around the ceiling and then like morphed back into the wall. I gotta say, that's kind of cool. And what I love about that is these ladies here. I mean, think about this. They're not real ladies. They're just architectural. But I mean, they have seen, if you want to personify them in a way like that light show just did, they have seen so much. All the people coming and going, the trains, the history, even when this was a mall before it was a hotel. I mean, it's wild to think about it. So if you think about it in that context, right, it's super cool. So yeah, but that was a little creepy. I gotta say, it was trippy and creepy, slightly. I was sitting there going, oh, I'm in this dark room and I don't know what's happening next. But that's okay. We will come back for the next one, which I'm going to go request right now, which I hope is the John Goodman. The Tiles one is cool too. So I don't know. The John Goodman one, guys, it's narrated by John Goodman. It is beyond phenomenal. I would do the Tiles one. I could request that too. But you saw a little bit of that in the Grand Hall. So since you guys got a chance to see that one slightly in the opening show, I think I'm going to go request the John Goodman one now. No guarantees that they can do that, but I will try to request that next. See if we can get that, because that one's just really cool. So, yeah, this one was shorter, and they do have shorter light shows that are like, I don't know that they're miniature, but they're definitely shorter than the other ones that they offer. Like they have what I was told was like the big shows like Queen, Beatles, the ones I keep mentioning that they play a lot. But these little light shows, I haven't seen a lot of them, but I do think that they said they had multiples of those. So probably you could sit here every night and probably not see everything unless you were here like a couple of days for the small ones. I've seen the smaller one that was like the seasons and it changed. There was leaves on the trees and they kind of scattered across the ceiling. And then there was a winter scene with snow. And that one was interesting, but it didn't have the zip or the power that some of these other ones have. This last one, I must say, was slightly trippy. I'm not sure that it's my favorite of all the ones we've seen, but it's cool that we got it on tape because I don't have that one on tape, so that's kind of fun. Yeah, so these are free to watch. The cool thing about this hotel is you do not have to have a room here to come watch the light shows. So if you guys are in the St. Louis area and you're staying somewhere else other than this hotel, you can just come in and stay all you want, watch the light shows. It's totally free. You can have a drink at the bar. The bar is right behind me. They have a drink. They have a full service menu here. The food is really quite good here. I wouldn't say that I would plan a trip to come just eat here. So the food is good, but I wouldn't say it's like Ferrados or Fountain on Locust or Mama's on the Hill good. I would just say that they have good food. So if you wanted to make an evening of it where you're like, I'm going to camp out here like I'm doing and watch all the light shows, have a drink, order dessert, the food's good. It's worth, at least doing that. So it's fun. So it's great. Yeah, it's free for everyone. The shows outside, I believe, are free as well. The fire shows at night. Now, you do have to pay. If you want to do the wheel, I believe I paid $15. It wasn't too terrible to do the wheel. I did that last time. And then they also have like a little ice cream parlor outside. I would say the ice cream parlor is good, but it is definitely more geared towards kids. If you have kids, that's going to be the place to go and take them. But as an adult, I kind of felt it was very kid-oriented. And nothing wrong with being a kid again, but that wasn't for me. I don't think it was fine, but it was there. And then they have other restaurants which are good, but they offer a ton of stuff here. And if you just want to come see the aquarium, you can just come see the aquarium during the day. Now you do have to pay for that. That I believe was $25 or maybe more a person. It's an aquarium. Aquariums are what they are. They're a little more expensive. But anyway, guys, come back for the next light show on the hour. If you guys can make it one more time with me, I do have the last light show coming up. I don't know if I'll be able to go live again for any of the light shows, just as my schedule may not permit that this week, but I will try. If there's anything else that we didn't get a chance to see, which would be the tiles, that's the only one that we won't be able to probably see tonight, but I might be able to come down tomorrow and see if I can request that one so we can do that live. But again, I'll have a video coming out with clips. If I don't do individual videos, it will be a montage of all the light shows that they offer. Some of the bigger ones, I probably won't be able to get every single one in the video, but I will be able to get Queen and Beatles and for sure the John Goodman. That might be a whole separate video. We'll see how this works out. But anyway, I'm going to go put that request in before someone else gets a request in so that I can see that one. And then I will catch you on the hour in just a little bit of time, folks. So please don't go anywhere. Come back. And I know it's late and I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. So thank you so much. They do not have a Pink Floyd or Grateful Dead that I know of. I don't think any new ones have technically been added. I think there's been some changes. The Beatles one, definitely there were some things in it that were not. They had moved some stuff around on the ceiling from what I remember, but I don't think they've added any new bands. I also do not know how that works with licensing and all of that. I'm sure that they've paid to have a Beatles branded show or a Queen branded show. I don't know how that works, and I'm sure it's expensive to get the bands to approve the show. So I don't know how all that goes, but it's fun. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Well, I'm surprised they don't have Elvis, but I'm also really, really shocked they do not have Chuck Berry. And I say that because Chuck Berry is from St. Louis. He is St. Louis. I mean, he played dozens upon dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times in the Delmar Loop at Blueberry Hill. I mean, it's famous. St. Louis is famous for Chuck Berry. I'm just surprised they don't have a Chuck Berry show or like a classic rock show, but I don't know, maybe something to come in the future. Anyway, I will be back on the hour for the last night show tonight, and I'm excited. My camera didn't film that one as I think it's still trying to figure out what's going on with the charging. But I will be back for hopefully John Goodman. That would be really, really cool. We'll see if I can get that requested. Okay, see you soon, folks. Bye.